Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy Ghost here, and today we got a deep dive for more information on Prismatic. Yesterday, if you guys were not in the stream, where I also did just post a video of this like literally a couple hours ago about Prismatic, that reveal was amazing. Bungie, I just want to say this again, y'all did amazing. It's the fact that y'all really did this in 3 months, at least what I'm assuming in 3 months, is crazy. Like, even with the stuff being reused, I don't care. The fact that the way that we're going to be able to use these abilities together is going to be so much fun that it doesn't even matter. I've been wanting to use 2 subclasses at the same time for the longest. This is going to be so much fun. So they have a dev insight that just dropped 3 hours ago. Hope you guys have it going. And let's get into it, okay? Hey Guardians, gameplay team here. Starting with the release of Stasis and Beyond Light in 2020, and continuing with the subclass 3.0 during the year of the Witch Queen, and most recently with the release of Strand in Lightfall. We've been hard at work at building out the full kit of abilities, aspects, and fragments that you've assembled into our perfect monster slaying machine. The build you have crafted helped you overcome insurmountable odds, taking down powerful foes and ensuring the safety of the last city. For now. With the final shape looming, the threat has never been more imminent, and the stakes have never been higher. We knew that if humanity was going to go up against the Witness, we had to pull out all the stops. Welcome to Prismatic. For the first times, players will be able to wield the powers of light and darkness simultaneously, unlocking the combination of abilities never before possible. Today, we'd like to give you a brief overview of the Final Shape's new Prismatic subclass, including a suite of new abilities available, how you will expand your capabilities, and unique ways of gameplay it brings to the table. Okay? The Prismatic subclass is familiar, but with a twist. Your super, melee, grenade, and aspect slots will feature selections of light and darkness abilities from all 5 damage types. You can also select from available movement modes and class abilities, including subclass-specific ones such as Phoenix Dive, Acrobat Dodge, and Thruster. Our main goal for Prismatic is to enable a new and interesting build crafting combinations that lead to new types of gameplay, so that we can keep the game feeling fresh. As part of this, some of the abilities we've chosen are the ones that we think have been underused since their initial release and have exciting interactions with the rest of the roster. And in many cases, we've adjusted how certain aspects function to specifically enable those unique interactions. With Prismatic, we wanted to make an immediate impact. From the very first mission of the Final Shape, you'll have access to complete... From the very first mission of the Final Shape, you'll have access to a complete starting Prismatic build with a set of light and darkness abilities, aspects, and a full set of fragments. Let's dive into the details of what starting with builds I have to offer, as well as the rest of the abilities you'll be wielding. So this gives me the thought that we gonna get this new subclass with the first mission, instead of at the end of the campaign like we used to. This is gonna be fire. Prismatic Hunter. Instinct is honed over years to respond in an instant. The Prismatic Hunter is an evasive and maneuverable, grappling around the battlefield and leaping into advantageous positions with Ascension. Their starting Prismatic builds enables that maneuverability. The Winter Shroud provided a handy debuff that Stylish Executioner, which now triggers by defeating enemies affected by any subclass debuff, can activate from. Which provides easily accessible invisibility to reposition to wherever you need to be with safety. You'll be able to choose between the different light and darkness abilities from each column below. Okay, so we could get Golden Gun, Marksman. So the starting subclass is going to be in between Golden Gun, Marksman, and Silence and Squall. Storm's Edge, which I believe is what's it called? The Tempest Strike. Silence and Squall, Silk Strike, and Deadfall. Starting indicates abilities that are included with your starting Prismatic build during the first mission of the Final Shape. So we get all 3 Marksman dodges, Gambler's Dodge, and Acrobat's Dodge starting. Okay. We get Blink as a starting jump now too. Okay, that's smart. Melee abilities, Combination Blow, Knife Trick, Withering Blade. Okay, so Knife Trick and Withering Blade will be the 2 options you have when you start. Threaded Spike and Snare Bomb. Okay. For grenade abilities, we have Arc Bolt Grenade, Swarm, and Darksteel Grenade would be the starting grenades available. Grapple and Magnetic Grenade would also be available as well. For aspects, we have Ascension, Gunpowder Gamble, Winter Shroud, Threaded Spectre, and Stylish Executioner, with Stylish Executioner being the one you start with. Okay. I can see some build potential here. Prismatic Titan, the coalescence of light and darkness into unbreakable bulwark gripped in their unstoppable fist. Good God, the words team is amazing. The Prismatic Titan excels at disabling enemies to make easy targets for high-impact follow-ups. Drenger's Lash, Shackle Grenade, and Diamond Lance are all potent primers for subsequent Constellation. Oh, Consecration, Thunderclap, and Powerful Unbreakable Blast. Or Powerful Unbreakable Blast. Their starting builds allows them to freeze the target with Diamond Lance, which can now be created from any ability Final Blow, and wind up a fully charged Thunderclap to remove the threat from the field in one fell swoop. Woo! Okay. So we got Twilight Arsenal, so that's the new one, the axe. You can throw your axes. Thunder Crash and Blade Fury will be the starting. Probably going to be running Blade Fury. Hammer of Soul, Hammer Gang, you love to see it, and Glacial Quake. Okay. Class abilities, Towering Barricade, Rally Barricade, and Thruster will all be available. I'm probably going to use Thruster. Movement modes, Strafe, High Lift, and Catapult. Strafe Lift, Catapult all the time. You know what it was. For melee abilities, it will be Shield Throw. Thunderclap and Frenzy Blade will be the starting ability. Hammer Strike will be, and Shiver Strike will also be able to be earned down the line. For grenades, Suppressor Grenades, Pulse Grenades, Shackle Grenade. So Pulse and Shackle will be the starting grenades. Thermite Grenade and Glacial Grenade. For aspects, you get Unbreakable. I'm assuming that's the new one. Knockout is the starting. Drenger's Lash, Consecration, and Diamond's Lance is also a starting ability. Prismatic Warlock. Truth lies in the seams between light and darkness. That's such a Warlock saying. Prismatic Warlocks bring an army to bear, summoning a horde of Black Watchers. The Prismatic Warlock brings an army to bear, summoning a horde of Bleak Watchers, Helians, and Threadlings in a blink of an eye. Their starting build lets them lock down entire rooms with Bleak Watcher and Penumbral Blast, and their ability to damage, including damage caused by shattering from frozen targets, Kickstart, Feed the Void, and granting grenade energy to start the cycle anew. Man, they giving us builds? You're telling me, gameplay team, y'all did y'all thing. Y'all giving us good builds to like give everybody a taste of what we could do before they let us go out and run with it. So they're going to give us a starting build that I'm assuming we could have at the beginning, and then we could unlock pieces of it, which is what it should have been in Lightfall. Y'all are learning, and I'm proud of you for it. So for supers, they get Song of Flame, Nova Bomb Cataclysm, so they get Sunsinger they get the new super for Sunsinger. That's not starting though, okay? Nova Bomb Cataclysm, that's the starting. Storm Trance, Winter's Wrath is starting, and Needle Storm. You get Healing Rift, Empowering Rift, and Phoenix Die, all are starting. Burst Glide, all the jumps are starting as well. For melee abilities, you get Incinerator Snap, Pocket Singularity is a starting ability, Chain Lightning, Penumbral Blast is a starting ability, and Arcane Needle. For Grenade, you get Healing Grenade, Vortex Grenade as a starting ability, Storm Grenade, Cold Snap Grenade also has a starting ability, and Threatening Grenades. For Aspect, Helion, I believe that's the Solar Buddy, if I have to remember. Feed the Void, starting, amazing. Lightning Surge, Bleak Watcher, starting, amazing. Weaver's Call, great. Now, my question is, I'm assuming since it's starting, you don't have to. Do you have to own Beyond Light to have the stasis parts? Because that would be a punch in the dick. Explore your potential. While you will start with a fairly focused initial loadout, you will quickly expand your toolset and possible combinations. As you continue through the Pale Heart of the Traveler, you'll uncover the remaining abilities, aspects, and fragments at mission rewards, as well as unlocking them through post-campaign quests as collectibles, and as collectibles in the hidden in the world, I'm sorry. Our ultimate goal is that as you progress in your journey to save the Traveler and humanity, you're able to continually experiment with new build crafting options and find novel ways to tackle the challenges ahead of you. There is no currency to earn to unlock these new build crafting elements. When you find a prismatic chest in the world after a particularly tough battle, they're immediately granted and available for use. Part of building Prismatic was ensuring that every option and combination felt viable across a variety of content and difficulties. So most of the abilities you've seen have also had a tuning pass, and we'll share more about those details in the lead up to the Final Shape release. Aspects that were damage type specific have had their requirements loosened when using Prismatic. For example, Diamond Lance and Feed the Void is activated ability defeats of any damage type, not just Stasis or Void, and Stylix Execution activates when defeating enemies afflicted by any elemental debuff, not just Void. Break past your limits. Prismatic is more than a familiar abilities and new combinations. We've also created a new gameplay showcase to the new players' newfound mastery of elements. Prismatic is more than just familiar abilities and new combinations. We've also wanted to create a new gameplay showcase. We've also wanted to create a new gameplay to showcase the player's newfound mastery of the elements. Enter Transcendence. It is a result of the collision of light and dark that your Guardian can now control and enables them to use never before seen power. When you're using Prismatic, you'll notice a new bar below your super energy meter. This is the new indicator for Transcendence light and darkness meter. When you deal light aligned damage, arc, solar, and void, or apply light aligned debuffs, the light bar on the left fills. When you deal darkness aligned damage, stasis or strand, or apply darkness aligned debuffs, the darkness bar on the right will fill. Kinetic damage fills both bars at a reduced rate, but that rate increases when either bar is filled, making it a solid choice to help lagging bar catch it up. Okay. So my question is, Bungie, y'all gonna add a new darkness damage type sometime down the line? We gonna get another new subclass after this one? 3 new subclasses and because me as a person who loves symmetry, it would just surely irk me to not have 3 on both sides. I'm just saying. When both bars are full and meet in the middle, Transcendence is available. While Transcendent, your melee and grenade energy are instantly refreshed and regenerate more quickly. Dealing damage with a grenade further increases your melee generation rate and vice versa. Your weapon damage is slightly increased and you're more resistant to incoming damage. Okay. I'll go for Transcendence, and both in terms of uptime and potency, is that it feels like a miniature super that's only readily available when you load out and playstyle interweave with light and darkness together in harmony. Let's start out again. These combatants have been bound by the witness and are invulnerable to incoming damage otherwise. In addition to these boosts, while Transcendent, you'll also have a new grenade, one unique to each class, that deals both light and darkness damage types. Okay, so this is kind of cool, because ever since subclasses 3.0 has come out, we've all went into the mind of like, okay, I gotta make my guns all match my subclass. If I'm running solar, I gotta have a solar energy weapon and a solar freaking heavy with the kinetic special, because the kinetic specials deal more damage than the energy specials. So that's cool. So they want you to interweave your weapon types, so you gotta have a kinetic weapon to do both. But you might want to this might push the effort of having more kinetic primaries. Because like they said, kinetic primaries fill up both bars at a half the rate as they normally do. And if one bar is filled up for the other one, kinetic will fill it up more. So this is to like, you might kind of want a kinetic primary with a energy special and an energy heavy with different elements. Or you could keep doing what you've been doing. Because with this subclass, to get Transcendent more often, you're going to want to have different damage types of different light and darkness abilities. That's really cool. Hunter, Hellfire Spike. Throw a device charged with stasis matter and solar energy that attaches to a surface or targets and then erupts into a slowing storm. After a short duration, the device ignites, creating a deadly scorching cyclone. Titan, Electrified Snare. Throw an explosive device and energized with strand matter and arc energy that detonates into a supercharged suspending burst. The suspending targets take heavy damage over time, and the chains jolting lightning to nearby targets. This will also be really good for Overlord champions. This one will be good against Overlord champions to potentially be able to... Oh! So every one of these grenades are going to have champion effects too, because Hellfire has slowing and potentially has the ability to ignite as well. The Hellfire can do 3, because it says slowing. So if you're in the slow for long enough, you can do Overload. You can do 2 Unstoppable, because Unstoppable is stopped by ignitions and shatters. So you can freeze them or ignite them with either of those 2. And then anti-barrier, you're gonna be okay. You can't do anti-barrier, but you kind of can, because if you freeze them anti-barrier, they can put the shield up. Oh, that's really cool. Warlock, Freezing Singularity. Throw a mass of void energy in stasis matter on impact, and it deploys a miniature black hole orbited by a halo of slowing ice. After a short duration, the black hole implodes, suppressing and dealing heavy damage to all targets nearby. One of the challenges we identified early on was a lot of power from a single damage type subclasses come from networks of multi-interconnected gameplay loops that the player can dip into when they focus their build strategy on a single element. When the player's focus is split between multiple elements, we still need to provide enough opportunities for stacking powerful synergies, as well as providing value to the new Transcendent loop. To help us solve that problem, we've increased most Prismatic Aspect fragment slots attachments to 3, with our few of our most potent options having 2. Staying at 2 fragment slots. You're going to need an extra space. With Prismatic from day 1 of the final shape, you'll be able to earn a total of 21 fragments, a sizable bump over the typical of 14 to 16. Some are reimagined or combinations of existing fragments, and some are brand new. Unlock our core damage types fragments and Prismatic are unlocked for all your characters as soon as you acquire them. If you finish the campaign on your Hunter and want to start on your Titan will have all the fragments unlocked on your Hunter. Okay. Here's a look at some of the fragment options you can look forward to. Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grant melee energy, while rapidly defeating targets with dark damage grant grenade energy. So this is like a mixture of the new trait from the Brave weapons and Dominability, which is the exact same thing. Facet of Bravery. Defeating a target with a grenade grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. Defeating targets with powered melee final blows grant unraveling rounds to your strand weapons. Okay. Facet of Dawn, a starting out fragment. Powered melee hits against target makes you radiant. Powered melee final blows makes you both and your nearby allies radiant. Okay, so we have that on Solar. Facet of Defiance. Finishers create a detonation that either jolts, scorches, slows, severs, or makes targets volatile based on the damage type of your super. Jazz is gonna love this. Golly, the finisher build is about to go insane. Facet of Dominance. Your void grenades weaken and arc grenades jolt targets. Okay, so this is basically domineering. Facet of Generosity. Defeating targets while transcendent creates orbs of power for you and your allies. Oh, for your allies, not you and your allies, just your allies. Facet of Grace. Damaging targets with kinetic weapons grants you bonus transcendence energy. Defeating targets with your super grants you and your nearby allies bonus transcendence energy. Facet of Hope, a starting aspect. Fragment, I'm sorry. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. Facet of Justice. While transcendent, your ability final blows explode. Okay. Facet of Protection. While surrounded by enemies, you are more resistance to oncoming damage. I'm pretty sure that's a arc fragment. Facet of Purpose. That's another starting fragment. Picking up an orb of power grants either Amplified, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, Overshield, or an Overshield based on the damage type of your equipped super. Facet of Ruin. This increases the size and damage of the burst when you shatter a stasis crystal or frozen target and increases the size of solar ignitions. We are truly excited at the new possibilities that Prismatic brings, from combining abilities in brand new ways to exploring more build crafting options than ever before. We look forward to seeing what you all come up with when the venture forth into the new era of Destiny 2. Man, I ain't never going back to another light or darkness subclass again. This just seemed too good to be true. Because they still ain't giving me a reason why I would use this. Why would I use any other subclass? Because I don't see a reason why I would use any other subclass. I just don't. I ain't complaining. Cut that out. Anyway, bro, the Prismatic Titan just sounds so cool, bro. I can't wait to use it. I honestly can't wait to use everything. These grenades sound amazing. I can't wait to use them. I ain't never been this excited to play Destiny in my life. And I've been playing Destiny since D1. I hope you guys are excited as well. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you have a good one. And remember, stay spooky and get ready to transcend. Bye.